Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Modern Warfare 2 and the experience that I had in the beta, and sort of just giving you guys an idea whether you should buy the game or not. I mean, it's a bit hard to tell off of a beta, but you can sort of take my opinions and make a judgment for yourself. Quickly before we do get into it, guys, if you aren't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you miss any more videos on the channel. If you do enjoy it, smash the thumbs up and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. But yeah guys, in the background now it's just going to be some Scar gameplay that I did get some really nice gameplay in there, and overall I'm going to be talking about the Modern Warfare 2 beta, as you guys can expect. So there's a couple things I do want to touch on, and a lot of the cons and a lot of the goods. So we'll go through the goods first and then we'll go through the cons. The goods of the game is a new movement system. I like the new movement system. I like the way it feels once you get used to it. At the start, I will say it feels very slow and very sluggish because you're used to slide cancelling around everywhere and absolutely flying around the map. But once you actually get used to the movement, bunny hops are still in the game, so you can still use that to your advantage. And you just get used to the new movement system and working out how to actually play with it to get around your opponents and get yourself in and out of situations in a much better way. So yeah, once I played a few games and actually got used to the movement system, I actually started enjoying myself. The first day or two was a little bit rough because I was still trying to slide cancel, and then this whole new slide cancel thing came out, which wasn't as broken as the normal slide cancel. So I kept trying to abuse that, and it wasn't working. It wasn't like you didn't get around the map much faster. So I then decided, actually, you know what, let me take a step away from that and just try and get used to this new movement system for what it is and how it is. Once I'd done that, I was having so much fun. I was getting around the map nicely. I was starting to understand the movement. Bunny hops were still really, really good, so you could still jump around a corner, bunny hop, and take someone out of the game before they can even shoot back at you. And it was just overall a really fun experience because I've played every single Call of Duty that's ever come out, and up until Warzone, every single Call of Duty had a new movement system. So on a yearly basis, we would get used to a new movement system and nobody would complain. But because we've had Warzone for 3 years now, I think the people that got good at movement on Warzone were then complaining the fact we've got a new movement system. They were like, but we're good at this movement, why have we got to change to a new one? But before Warzone came out, we had a new movement system every single year. So I just decided I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to take it on. I'm going to take it as it is, and I'm going to get used to this new movement system. And after I got used to it, it was so much fun. The game was so addictive, and I had so much fun with the game. So point number 2 that I actually want to talk about as a positive, a lot of people weren't too sure about this. The UI is a little bit poor, the user interface, if you guys don't know what that means. So basically when you're going to create a class, it can get a little bit complicated and a little bit confusing. But the one thing I will give them really good credit for is the fact that you can level guns up so much faster because of the fact you do the progression, and then once you've done like half of the M4, for example, you unlock the next AR, which you can get attachments for already, and then again you get halfway through that and you're unlocking another gun with more attachments, and it's definitely going to make the weapon leveling faster for this game, which is obviously really good for me. So for someone who's going to be doing the camo grind, I'm really excited to see how this does play out and how much faster it is going to make the camo grind. And overall, it just saves you a lot of time. It saves me a lot of time, someone that plays the game 8 hours a day, and it's also going to save some of you guys that can only get on the game for an hour or 2 a day a lot more time as well. For me, it's not the biggest thing, but it is also a nice thing because I want to try and be one of the first in the world to get the new mastery camo when it does come out. So it's a really good thing for me, but then like I said, for you guys, it's also going to really help you out as well. Yes, the user interface isn't the best, but I'll get into that when I start talking about the cons. So another positive that I'm actually going to talk about for the second weekend of the beta, once they adjusted how much smoke comes out of the gun and the visual recoil on the gun, the way the guns felt and the way the guns played was really nice. They felt really good. They felt like actual really nice guns to be using. I didn't pick up a gun and think this gun's really bad. Every single gun that I used felt pretty balanced. Okay, there was 1 or 2 guns that were slightly better than the others, but that's going to happen in every Call of Duty ever. There's always going to be a dominant gun, but most of the guns, or if not all of the guns, felt viable and actually usable within the game, which for me was a really nice thing. Just being able to try out all these different guns in the beta and be able to have a lot of fun with it and just try different guns and not be punished for trying something that not everybody's using. Whereas if you play Warzone right now, of course, if you're not using the PPSH or the UGM, you're going to get gunned from everyone. You get punished for using different guns and you get rewarded for using the same guns as everyone else. Whereas in the beta, it felt completely different. It felt like you could use whichever gun you wanted to, and you actually could still win gunfights. You could still hold your own, and you were actually in very even gunfights with everybody else. And now, speaking of weapon balancing, one thing they have finally done is buffed the speed on snipers. And I can't say how excited I am about this. The Mark II carbine was so fun to use. I had a field day running around with that gun. There was one stream I'd done for about 7 hours just sniping. I couldn't do that in Vanguard or Cold War. The snipers were way too slow. If you guys remember, in Vanguard and Cold War, the speed on the snipers was just horrendous. In Modern Warfare, it was good for like the Kar 98K, the AX50, again, the Mark II carbine. But the snipers in this game felt very fast. It felt like you could just go bang, bang, bang onto everyone. And it was so much fun. I really hope they keep it like that when the full game does drop, because a lot of the sniping community didn't like the fact they were slowed down. It made them very unusable. Whereas this year, I think if they keep it the same, the sniping community will be very happy, and I myself am also going to be very, very excited to use these because sniping is so fun. If they keep the ADS speed up, it is going to be a really, really good time. So the last positive I'm going to talk about, there are some other little positives, like the game overall was a very fun experience. I really did enjoy the game. But one of the other positives I'm going to talk about is the maps. Apart from the map museum, I believe it is, where it's very open, that could have done with maybe like a 10v10, but for all the other maps, the 6v6 played perfectly. It played very, very well. You felt like you was always in the action. It didn't really feel like you was having to run for half an hour before you find a player. Whereas on Modern Warfare, you guys will remember the maps were just way too big. That's what really let Modern Warfare 2019 down. It was the fact that the maps were just not good enough. They really weren't. The only time a lot of people played the game was when it was shipment and shootouts 24/7. And that was also for me personally. Whereas the maps we played on the beta were actually a lot of fun. I really, really did enjoy them. There wasn't one of the maps that I was like, oh, I don't want to play this map again. I don't want to play this map. This is the worst map in the game. I didn't have that experience. All of the maps were very good. Like I said, Museum could have done with a 10v10 mode rather than 6v6. That's maybe the only thing I will say about the maps. But the way the maps flowed, the way the maps played, it was just perfect. Everything felt right. And I'm really, really, it's giving me good positive vibes about the rest of the maps they're going to bring into the game. Hopefully, all the other maps are very playable as well. And they are. I mean, obviously, you're always going to have like one map that nobody really wants to play. But hopefully, they do keep that in the game. And then also with the maps and the lobbies, guys, they did make it so lobbies don't disband as much, meaning you end up playing with the same sort of players over and over again. The one thing I hope they do alongside this is add a map vote into the game. So if you guys played the older Call of Duties, you'll know exactly what I mean, where you could vote for a random map, you could vote for Terminal, for example, or you could vote for Dome, just as an example. And then the lobby, whichever one gets the most votes, you play that map, and then again, the same votes come up, you do it again. So you could play the same maps 2 or 3 times in a row. You could play something like Nuketown or Terminal over and over and over again, but then everyone gets a little bit bored of Nuketown or Terminal, so they go and play Dome or Village or whatever map might pop up. Or if nobody really wants to play 2 of the maps that are there, they'll play random and it will chuck you in a random map. I really hope they add this into the game this year because it's such a good feature that's been in Call of Duties, and I don't see why they've ever taken it out. It doesn't make sense to me. So now we're going to talk about the cons and some things that definitely needed to be added into the game. And we're going to start off with everybody's favorite, the red dots on the minimaps. If you fire an unsuppressed weapon, you do not pop up on the minimap. And to me, that makes no sense. There's literally no point in anybody running suppressors anymore because you've got attachments that can do extra damage range, increased fire rate, and just do more damage in general. Whereas if you put a suppressor on it, it's going to take away from the damage. So why would you put a suppressor on it? Because you're not getting negatively affected. The whole idea of the suppressor was to stop you popping up on that radar. But now you don't have to use a suppressor, and you still don't pop up on the radar. So nobody's really going to use suppressors unless for some reason they give the guns the biggest buff that you could ever have. No one's going to be using suppressors. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand why they wouldn't pop up on the radar. To me, I just can't wrap my head around it. It's such a traditional thing in Call of Duty that if you're using an unsuppressed weapon, you pop up on the radar. So they really, really need to change that back to the standard that if you're using an unsuppressed weapon, you pop up. If you are using a suppressed weapon, you don't pop up. Very simple, very easy. I don't know why that's not a thing in the game. Another thing that needs to be changed just a little bit is the time to kill. The time to kill is a tad too fast in my opinion. There's a lot of times where if you're getting shot from the side, in previous Call of Duties, you could actually try and do a bit of movement, aim to your side, and actually still get the kill. In this game, you don't have a chance. You can't even react fast enough to be shot. As soon as you get shot in the side, you can't even turn around and look at the player that's shooting you before they've already killed you. The time to kill is a little bit too quick. So it definitely does need an increase in time to kill in my opinion. So going along with the time to kill sort of thing, a lot of people got away with camping in this game and just playing very slow and sitting in corners or certain areas. When don't get me wrong, everybody should be able to play it in their own way. However you play should be a viable option. But if you're someone like me that rushes around the maps to get as many kills as you possibly can, you actually get punished more than the people that are sitting there not moving, not doing anything, because they sit there as soon as they see you. Like I said, the time to kill is crazy. Take 3 or 4 bullets and you're dead. You don't even have a chance to react. Whereas if you're running around the map and you're just going to be seen by all of these people, you're going to get picked off so quickly and so easily. So I really had to find myself slowing my playstyle down and really slowing down how I did play throughout the weekend, because if I didn't do that, I was just getting really bad games. Whereas as soon as I started slowing down and holding down an area, I was getting the higher streaks. I was getting 20 kill streaks, 25 kill streaks, and it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I felt really weird doing it that way rather than running around trying to get as many kills as possible. And going off of kills as well, you didn't actually seem to get that many kills. Like, you had to have a really, really good game to get like 60, 70 kills in the game, which was slightly annoying. I want to see them change it. So I don't know how they're going to do this, but I want to see it change so that like you see a lot more 100 kill games and a lot more 150 kill games like previous Call of Duties. You could play Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 and get a load of kills. And it was even the same in the Black Ops series up till Cold War. You could always get really, really high kill games. A lot of people could do it. You could easily drop 100 kills. So I hope they bring that back, because you had to really have a good game to get a 70 kill game in this, which I don't really like. I like the fact that I could run around in previous Call of Duties, run around rushing everyone, get 100 kills, get the high kill streaks. And that's how I want Call of Duty to feel for me, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, Modern Warfare 2, the beta experience was very, very fun. I really did enjoy it, and it's got me really, really excited for Modern Warfare 2 to drop. I was excited for Modern Warfare 2, but I wasn't gassed over it. I wasn't going crazy for it. But now I just really want to play the game. Like, not being able to play the beta anymore has made me really just want the full game to come out, so I can play, I can grind my camos, I can run around, do whatever I want to do, and just actually have fun with the game. And I genuinely do believe this could be one of the best Call of Duty multiplayers that we have seen in a very, very long time. The potential's there. They just need to listen to the community and change the one or two things, like the red dots and the time to kill. If they change this, this could be one of the best multiplayer games we have had in such a long time, which I am super, super excited for, and I can't wait. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to smash thumbs up. Let me know if you enjoyed Modern Warfare 2, or if you are going to be getting it in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, go smash that big subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one in a bit.